At 3, Shola Aimer, You Might Need Somebody. Number 2, Hanson, Mbop. And at number 1, the Mojams with Debbie Curry, You Can Do Magic. Or is it?
You can do magic.
Last week on the Cook Report, we revealed how undercover journalist Debbie Curry posed as a pop star to show that the British pop charts simply can't be trusted.
Then made the grey skies turn blue.
Tonight, the evidence. In part 2 of our special investigation, we catch on camera the men who cheat the charts as we carry on putting the record straight. Since last week's programme, a number of major names from the pop world have joined the call to clean up the charts.
What we have now is a battle for chart supremacy between companies who all wish they could stop, but won't until somebody else does.
It's as corrupt as it's always been, and I'm sure it's going to stay that way. You know? And I don't see what anyone can do about it when you've got the people who police the charts are the people who run the record label.
My opinion is that those records that have been hyped are probably the ones that don't deserve to be in the charts. It's as simple as that.
What they want, and what it's difficult to argue with, is action to make the charts trustworthy. And in case you don't believe such action is necessary, here's a rundown of this week's Pop Cheaters chart. In at number 3, a day in the life of Del Boy, whose chart cheating is all part of the service.
We do not rig the charts.
So thank you once again to Debbie Curry.
Standing proud at number 2, it's Mark the shopkeeper and his pseudo sales practices. But tonight, pop pickers, a new number 1. It's gorgeous Golly Gallagher shopping till he drops to put us in the charts.
And it must have been the magic added to your kissing. 'Cause love
Last week, we spun a little magic and put Debbie Curry and the Mojams into the charts at number 86. Not bad when you consider she can't sing or dance. Out of the 100,000 pop acts currently chasing record deals, only a handful will reach those heights. We could have gone higher by shelling out more money, but there was no point. We already had enough evidence of chart cheating, so we pulled the plugs.
Love is very tragical when you got the magical feelings coming through. Feelings coming through.
There are legal and illegal practices that distort the charts. One of the easiest illegal ways is a practice called buying in. This involves a record company hiring an organised team to travel the country buying thousands of its latest single to inflate the chart position. With our record due out in just 4 days, we decided to do just that. Meet radio plugger Lionel Golly Gallagher.
Yeah, so I think we can probably do a lot more.
For
can't
big
we?
money, Golly will run a buying-in operation for us. He's not the most subtle of operators, just the sort the Chart Information Network, CIN, ought to spot a mile off. He says his team will buy 2,000 copies of our single from chart return stores, record shops where sales count towards chart position. But chart rigging is a lucrative business, and we have to hand over £5,000 to prove we mean business. As he counts his lolly, Golly offers to buy in even more records if there are not enough genuine sales to put us into the charts.
If by Thursday you go, me go and kick arse, and you want 1,000 by Thursday, Friday and Saturday, then, you know, the team's got to go out there and kick even harder.
And another few more places.
Well, yeah, because every place counts, doesn't it?
the rewards are high, aren't they?
They're magnificent. I mean, you know, that's what it's all about. Plowing in money. That's why the majors have it by the balls. They've got the money to plow into it. They're doing naughty things out there all the time and no one slaps their wrist.
Well, you do your stuff for us, we'll be in there.
Over the next few days, Golly will carefully plan the buying-in operation to ensure his 30-strong team isn't detected. If suspicious sales patterns are spotted, then our record could be kicked out of the charts.
Yeah, no, I'll push on because I've got a bit to do, but thanks a lot anyway.
And let me know about these jukebox things if you want to do that.
Buy a record.
1.
Buy another record.
2.
Buy another record.
3.
For 10 years, I would say every Sunday, the official UK Top 40. Who says it's official?
4.
I would be as surprised as a day with 18 hours of sunshine in December if we ever had a chart without some misrepresentation in it.
5.
Our game is easy come, easy go, and there's always somebody looking for the inside track. And if the inside track means spending £5,000 on a selected number of record shops, they'll do it regardless of you guys or anything else.
6.
It's that easy.
7.
But this is the only
It's the official chart rundown, and thousands of pop fans have turned up.
It's entertainment. It's never been a completely silky white clean business.
Yeah, we're live at Albert Square in Manchester with the Top 40. This is Mark Goodyear back on track, and let's hit.
A hit single usually means a money-spinning album. A flop, on the other hand, doesn't bear thinking about.
When you put the record out, you've still got no guarantee the public's going to like it or that anyone's going to go and buy it, so you can't leave it like that. You've just committed all this time and money and effort, and you still don't know you've got a hit. So then you've got to organise the buying-in teams who go out to all the retailers, and they will go round to the shops and buy their own record back.
And that's exactly what Golly's doing for us. We catch him on camera as he organises his team of buyers.
Mickey's doing East Sussex and James. John Wilson is doing London with another girl. I can't remember her name.
Like I say, it's been going on since Brian Epstein bought in 17,000 copies of Love Me Do in 1962, so it's nothing new.
Fleur's doing Oxford, Clive is doing Suffolk, all those areas. Sylvia is doing Plymouth, Mark is doing Camberley, Pascal's doing that area as well.
The Brit Awards, the glossy and glamorous public face of pop that masks the sort of shady deals we're uncovering.
Britannia Music and the Brit Awards, bringing you the best in music.
Please welcome, playing live, the awesome Manic Street Preachers!
The Manic Street Preachers celebrate winning the Best Group and Album Awards. Their record label, Sony, quite legitimately uses a sales team to sell the band's singles to record shops. We decide to hire the same sales team, a company called Full Force. They'll do exactly the same for us, legitimate marketing of our single. But like everyone else in the business, they share the open secret of where the chart return stores are. And in terms of chart position, they're literally the only stores that count.
We only call them chart return stores. There's like, we do 750 calls all within the chart return.
Right.
So
okay.
We only target those stores. I mean, there's no point. I mean, every chart return shop we cover.
Woolworths own around a third of chart return stores. If they stock our single, we'll almost certainly have a hit, but persuading them isn't going to be easy.
All those records are released. I mean, there's probably going to be like, I don't know, 40 or 50 records that are going to be released next week, and they take 5. And they'll take the 5 with that they know they're going to sell, that they've had like previous, like Mean Eternal. I mean, that'll be a #1 single in release for next week.
And he was right. A week later, Eternal's single goes straight in at #1. It's a great song, but would it have reached the top spot if it hadn't got into Woolies?
When a child goes into Woolworths on a Saturday with their £3 to buy the latest CD single, they're being force-fed.
Now you deserve a mention.
My Lord, you do.
If they don't see the Mojams on a shelf, they don't take their £3 home, they spend it on something else. So Woolworths get the money anyway.
That's the wonder of Woolies, and all perfectly legal. Meanwhile, Golly Gallagher and his team are still clocking up sales.
Simon's doing Slough and Camberley, James is doing Slough, Maidenhead, and Matthew is doing London.
I don't know about any...
With Golly hard at work, the only way is up for Debbie and the Mojams.
No, you know what? This is a silly idea. Can I change my mind?
To stand on a stage and perform. Don't recommend it.
To keep up the pretense of being a new pop act, they mime their way through a grueling promotional tour. It's a well-trodden path. Celebrity appearances, more than 70 press and radio interviews, 15 TV shows. Poorly attended pub performances, nightclubs packed with partygoers, and even a bungee jump.
Right, keep your legs straight. Keep your legs straight.
As well as a few fleeting moments in front of the large crowds.
I mean, I don't know what it's like if you have been fully trained as a dancer or a singer ever, but I'm hoping that it would be easier than if you haven't, because for me it was mortifying, nigh impossible. I'm very proud of myself that I managed to do it.
But the reality is, it doesn't really matter what Debbie does. It's what this man gets up to that really makes a difference.
Dennis is doing Slough as well. Fred is doing Camberley, Woking and Guildford. Michelle is doing Guildford. Radford is doing Leicester. There's about 10 people doing Leicester.
The major music retailers demand and usually get huge discounts from the record companies. It's a practice that seriously distorts the charts, but which is perfectly legal nevertheless. And if your single doesn't make it to the chains like Woolworths, then it's unlikely ever to make it as a hit. Our distributors told us the sort of deal we'd have to offer.
Now, you basically have the choice of either offering them 75% discount or literally giving them to them.
Yeah.
Giving them 12,000 records, it's going to cost you $8 grand to do.
Woolworths only stock the few new releases selected by their buyers, Entertainment UK. Woolworths refused us an interview. They also refused to stock Debbie's single, so posing as her record company, we sought a meeting to find out why. We didn't get the meeting. What we did get was a threat from our distributors to block the release of our record altogether unless we backed off.
One would think if you had a good record, you could get it into Woolworths, because Woolworths would say, we love good records and we'll put it on our shelves. But that ain't the way it works, I'm afraid.
We now have a marketing system in this country where works of art and entertainment literally are baked beans, and they are displayed and sold by the multiple stores according to the basis of what were the best deals they could get.
Golly's still at it. He should have been spotted by now if CIN's chart policing was totally efficient. It's been a hard day's work for Golly. Time for a break.
What I'm doing for you is so easy. If you've got the right team out there, and what I usually done is, I don't usually come out like this.
Yeah.
I don't usually come out. I'm only doing this because you're not short of me.
Back to Dell and his sales team. Now he's offering us an illegal way to push our single even further up the charts by arranging for shops to swipe through bogus sales.
Could we count on your reps maybe putting through a couple of hundred this week for us? Or is that too much to expect?
Yeah, no, we'll sort that out for you.
Right, okay. I really do appreciate that.
Yeah, oh no, that's no problem. That's all part of the service anyway.
Right, okay. And they're not, I mean, we don't want to, if it happens, we don't want to get caught.
Oh no. I mean, the only stores that would do it are the ones that you can rely on anyway.
Yeah.
You know,
so you trust them, they trust you.
Exactly.
Right.
I mean, what we try to do is like we'll go in there and say, you know, like here's such and such, you know, get rid of these by the weekend or whatever. Get rid of these by Wednesday. You know, we'll come around and we'll give you some, like a couple of albums, like in a couple of weeks or whatever.
Right. And they knew what you're talking about?
Yeah, yeah. I know I've still, I mean, most of the indies have been doing it like years.
Where's it going?
Still on tour, Debbie and Barry arrive in Wakefield.
Smell the chips.
She's booked to appear at this independent record shop. Until recently, it was a chart return store, and owner Mark Grant was happy to tell us how he swiped through false sales.
You better take one down with that. If we put, say, that through, it would come out, same one all the way down, but no way through. So what we do is put a couple through, miss a few, put a few almonds through, put a few more through, miss a few, put a few, space it in between all the records so they don't know.
You took the raindrops that filled my eyes.
He even warned us which shops to avoid.
The independent shops, you're alright. If they don't machine, they'll be fine. There's a few of them, they'll do the same as I do. But don't trust the big chains, don't ask our price, any of them, because they will just drop them straight away.
Debbie was at least able to spread a little happiness amongst the good folk of Wakefield. Many in the music industry believe the charts aren't being properly policed. Even the British phonographic industry admits chart rigging is affecting the integrity of the charts. The Chart Information Network, which polices the charts, is half owned by the BPI. And the most powerful voices on the BPI are the major record companies, the very people who could benefit most from rigging the charts.
This official chart has something like 175 million units, sales, going through it every year. And I very much regret that there are companies out there who are seeking to defeat it.
Golly's still going strong, but another member of his team has already visited this shop and bought every copy.
Have you got a new single by the Mojams?
These are the Warwickshire headquarters of flyposter Nigel Daly. He admits that he used to run buying in teams, but says it's no longer worth his while.
In the old days, it used to be easy because they only had like 1,400 shops they worked on. But everybody was buying in. We used to have teams out on the road buying in.
Really?
We used to have, masses of people out everywhere buying in.
There must be
going to them stupid little shops. We used to have to go from Colville to Loughborough, double back to Leicester and come to Nuneaton. People all over the country buying in when the lads were out fly posting. But it just doesn't work anymore.
But he does show us yet another illegal way to boost sales. It's 5:30 in the morning, and fly posters are going up on sites like this across the country.
The worst that can ever happen to you is the council will ring you, they will write to you. So you've got 48 hours to take a single poster down.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, they've got to name the poster?
Yeah, they can't tell you to take all the posters, and they can't say, oh, take them all down. They have to pick a poster and tell you to take it down. Bring us up, we're going to screw it over something else.
Really?
Right.
No problem.
So-
Listen, if you're all getting nicked, the record companies wouldn't be able to do it. It's like everything else. It's illegal, but there's a way around it.
And sure enough, Nigel found a way round it for us too. Debbie Curry and the Mojams are competing for space alongside major pop artists.
Make the difference between top 75 and top 40.
Yes, of course it would. Of course it would.
Debbie's single has been on sale just 36 hours. Golly has already bought 400 copies. He shows us the evidence. But he's got a surprise for us. He wants another 15 grand. We've got a surprise for him too. More of that later. Sweet, isn't it? With the 400 Golly had already bought, we reached number 86 in the Hot 100. If we'd let him continue, the figures show we would have reached 63. Combine that with Dell swiping through just 5 sales per store, and we would have soared to 48. Double this effort, and we'd have broken into the top 40. And that's when the money-spinning magic really starts to work.
It's the quick buck merchant, really. It's the quick buck single, and the hope that it might just create a major noise and turn out a very successful band long term.
And surely that's also a major reason why you can't believe the charts, because you don't know what's hyped and what isn't.
No, you don't. You can't trust the charts now. Having said that, for how many years has it been the same way? I don't know the answer to that, but there's a big question mark that hangs over all of this. A big question mark.
Tell them not to drink it all in one go.
Dell takes delivery of a case of champagne. But we wanted to thank him personally for all his help. Del Quern, Roger Cook, Central Television. Would you like to explain to us why, for a fee, you will help rig the pop charts?
Not rigging the pop charts.
You do. You are targeting stores.
Certainly not.
You are targeting stores that are the places where the returns come from. And you have told us on film, without knowing it, on secret film, that your staff will swipe through unreal sales.
No, not.
That's what you've said.
No, it's not. Some shops, you know, will go in there and we'll say, you know, like, here's 10 CDs or whatever. Get rid of them by the weekend, and they'll do it for us.
You've told us that on film.
I've not.
You have. And you're going to make yourself look extremely stupid.
We do not rig the charts. The only stores that would do it are the ones that you can rely on anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you trust them, they trust you.
Exactly.
What we have on film already is you saying all these things. What you will target and that you will inflate the sales in the stores.
We don't inflate the sales. That's to
but that's what you told us, is that not true? You've told us you only use the stores you can trust to be discreet. Last week, Golly told us of his worst nightmare.
I mean, I know this. You've got to tickle it a little bit, but you've got to go. You've got to be careful. You don't want to watch a cook on your back, do you?
His nightmare is about to come true. Absolutely, Mr. Gallagher. Now, explain to us how it is you rigged the charts. Not that we don't know already, because we've followed your every move on camera. For once, fast-talking Golly is speechless. What do you have to say for yourself? What do you have to say for yourself? You've been rigging the charts. You know you have. Haven't you? And you shouldn't. You have no explanation, do you? But do you want to try? We've even been round to some of the stores. And you target the shops that contribute to the ratings, don't you? Which you shouldn't be doing either.
To know that the charts, which are supposed to be the representation of popular taste, have been distorted in whatever way, is a great disappointment. It means there's no Santa Claus. You can't believe in what you used to love.
Magic, magic, magic.
We've spent the last 6 months working undercover in a very secretive world. We've hit the Hot 100 with an artist who can't sing or dance. Just think what magic we could have worked and tricks we could have pulled with the resources of a major record company.
I love the record industry, and I think the public is being cheated. And I would just like for them to give us our charts back.
Let's hope they're just slightly nervous of what we might be doing in the future, because this story's far from over.
Love is never tragical when you got the magical feelings coming.
All it takes is one person in the music industry to have the courage to stand up and say enough is enough.
The people who run Britain's multi-million-pound-a-year pop music industry say they're doing the best they can to clean up the charts. But as we've shown over the past 2 weeks, the major record companies in particular have a lot to lose and a long way to go to put the record straight.
Yeah, you're a double, aren't you?
Yeah.
Exactly like her. No mistake in there.
No, there isn't. Thank you.
Hey,